Hello, hello, hello. Joe Hart here from Vermont. Person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. I'm doing a live stream to cover this is NASCAR Gander RV Outdoor Series. That's wrong, Truck Series. They have reverted back to NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. It's the same company, but they changed the name. So back to the original name of a couple of years ago. Anyway, I don't have much to go over, just the stuff for tonight and some of the things that relate to all three nights, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and then the NASCAR Cup Series is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And they're all on the Daytona road course. And if I'm not mistaken, I was going to verify this before I got it. By the way, thank you for everybody watching. I really appreciate that. And then especially live. But when you watch live, I would love to get comments and suggestions. And, I don't deal with bullying and all that kind of stuff. There's no room for that in anybody's life. But yeah, I would love to hear some feedback and stuff. And also, if you're watching it recorded, I want to thank you very much for that very much. But anyway, all three races are at the Daytona road course. Sorry, I'm getting a dry mouth already. Thank you. And the Camping World Truck Series is called the Brake Best Brake Pads 159 at Daytona, presented by O'Reilly. And yeah, so it's called Brake Best Brake Pads. That's a generic brake brand of O'Reilly's. And same thing with the Xfinity. It's called Superstart Batteries 188 at Daytona, presented by O'Reilly. That's a generic battery brand of O'Reilly's, as far as I can tell. So anyway, a couple of things to go over, like generally for the entire weekend in NASCAR and all that stuff. There is I should have gotten this before, but there's a lot of unsponsored vehicles this weekend, way more than I have ever seen in my life. And I started following this, I started following it, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 9 years ago, when it started crumbling. And, I always, I was always a big fan of NASCAR, and I was a good, I was a good advocate for NASCAR. And then they started messing with me, and I guess I tolerated for months and years, and then I finally didn't. And so I only sorry, excuse me. I only report truth, but I do lean toward the negative truth about NASCAR because of the negative stuff they did about. And I am always available to talk to NASCAR. I've had times with I'm blanking out their names, but Steve O'Donnell, Steve Phelps, Mike Houghton is not very approachable or available. I mean, he's always available, but he's kind of guarded. So I didn't get to him very well. And I'm talking years ago. But anyway, okay. So for the Daytona road course, and this is for all three races. Sorry, I'm not getting to the race yet. But for Daytona road course, the 3 entry list for the 3 events. There are 76. Okay, there's 126 entries for the 3 things. There's 40 entries for the NASCAR Cup Series, 44 entries for the Xfinity Series, and 42 entries for the Truck Series tonight. So out of those 126 entries, 76 of them had no sponsors listed. They had it was either blank or it said TBA, or in 1 or 2 or 3 cases, it was the company's own, like whatever Hendrick owns that Nations Guard or whatever, like that. I mean, that's their company. That's not anything else. So anyway, for the O'Reilly Auto Parts 253, which is um, the NASCAR Cup Series, 21 of 40 entries TBA or else. For the Xfinity SSB 188, 29 of 44 entries blank or plus. And then the BBBP 159, which is tonight's race, 26 of 42 entries blank plus. So also, I happened to notice that O'Reilly Auto, and I'm going to be posting about this a lot. I get so upset when I see things like this. But O'Reilly Auto has 18 people in executive leadership. All 18 are male and white, and I mean white. They're not marginally white, or could be Jewish, or could be a light Hispanic, or I mean they're as white as they can be. So I'm going to get to that later, but yeah, it does upset me greatly. So anyway, no sponsors, 60.3%. I mean, I've never had that. They've it's never been over 50%. It's always hovered about 35-40% or something like that. And all of them changed from the entry list, which these days they're not, entry lists aren't coming out as quickly and punctually and concisely as they used to. But so I only go with the information I get. It seems to be reliable, but from the entry list to the starting lineup, there was a change. For this, and I'll cover that each night. But for the truck series, it went from 25 unsponsored to 20 unsponsored. Plus, it went from 42 trucks to 40 trucks. But yeah, that's a new change. I think for this year, maybe I didn't notice it last year or the year before, but there's 40 cars in this race. And I think it used to be 32, and then I guess it became 36. And then now it's 40, I think, because we're not doing practices and qualifications. That makes sense because, you know, you're not giving them the opportunity to qualify in or be bumped out. But yeah, that's a lot of trucks, 40 trucks. So anyway, I don't know enough about trucks. I used to know a lot about Cup Series and Xfinity and truck, and you know, it got less and less knowledgeable for me, but I still knew a lot. But I don't know much the last 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years because I've drifted away from NASCAR. They've been real effing dicks to me, and so I'm going to only return the favor and treat them the same way they treat me. So anyway, because I don't know much, I love Bob Pockris. You know, as of 10 minutes ago, it was raining at the track, and blah blah. It doesn't look like it's raining now, but that might be recorded. No, it looks live. But anyway, I love Bob Pockris. I guess they do have rain tires for tonight. Usually, or it used to be that when it was deemed a wet track, they would let the cars go around and then pull in and then change tires. But I guess tonight or this year, because they deem it, or this hasn't been decided yet, but if they deem it a wet track, the rain tires will already be on the car by the time they start. So they won't be doing that around the track thing. So anyway, again, Bob knows a fair amount. I trust everything he says. I believe everything he says. I think he has phenomenal knowledge. I'm really biased, but I love him. So anyway, his 5 picks. This is Bob Pockris. These are not my predictions, but he picked Brett Moffitt for first place, but he's starting in 11th row at 21st. Then he picked Ben Rhodes, who won last week for the Daytona Truck Series race. He's starting first because of that reason, I think. And then Sheldon Creed, he picked third, who is starting 5th in row 3. And then he picked Kaz Gralla, who's starting in row 12. He picked him as starting 24th. He picked him as 4th. So I know in Cup Series, it doesn't matter where you start, but those both sound really far. Brett Moffitt back in 21st and Kaz Gralla as in 24th, being picked for 1st and 4th. But I guess it's like, oh, plus this is a road course. So it's not streamlining and all that, whatever that's called, aerodynamic stuff. You know what I mean? Drafting. And then he picked for fifth, John Hunter Nemechek, who's starting fourth. So he has trucks that are starting first, fourth, and fifth as second, fifth, and third, respectively. And then Brett Mott. So anyway, I don't know anything about it. The truck 17, it on the starting lineup had David Gilliland listed, but now it's Riley Herbst. And Bob was unsure, and that was changed after they made the list. But Bob was unsure, which he's never unsure, but he never says something until he's 100% sure. But he was unsure if that means Riley Herbst has to go back to the rear. So he currently is in 25th starting position, row 13. So that's about all I have for them. Sorry I talked so long. I did that other stuff and stuff and stuff and stuff. But who do you got? Who do you want to see win? And the top 10 starting lineup is Ben Rhodes, Ryan Truex. I like Ryan. Carson Hocevar. I don't know him. John Hunter Nemechek, Sheldon Creed, Corey Roper, Cody Rohrbaugh, Chandler Smith, Matt Crafton, and Spencer Boyd. Woohoo! So anyway, the last 5 entries are unsponsored. Again, these are 20 out of 40 trucks that are unsponsored. But the last 5 in the starting lineup is unsponsored. But 36th is Sam Mayer, Chevrolet, unsponsored. 37th, Camden Murphy, Ford, unsponsored. 38th, Dawson Cram, Chevrolet, unsponsored. 39th, Norm Benning, Chevrolet, unsponsored. 40th, Lawless Allen. That cannot be his first and last name. That's probably switched. It's probably Alan Lawless, but I don't know. 40 is Lawless Allen, Toyota, unsponsored. So anyway, there's a ton of unsponsors, but that's the last 5. So anyway, 22 Chevrolet, 10 Toyota, 6 Ford. All right. Well, thank you very much, and I will talk to you later. And I'll do an Xfinity tomorrow and Cup Sunday. So I'll talk to you later. Thank you very much. Love you. Please make comments. Follow me. Make comments down at the bottom. I love hearing feedback. All right. Thanks. Bye.